Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you a conversation I had with a client, young man, on passion versus a job. Okay, and the reason I want to share this with you is because there are quite a number of young people who follow my channel, and there are also parents who have youngsters. So I believe this video will add value. Feel free to put your thoughts and comments down below, whether you agree or disagree. And if you have any bit of advice for this young man, please, constructive advice, not just making fun, please do share your thoughts down. Okay. Quick introduction. Name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. The reason I'm able to bring this topic is because people book my services for coaching, consulting, when they need advice and guidance on specific areas of their life. Remember, there's no one size fits all. Okay, so I evaluate the person based on their environment, their skills, their past, present, what are their goals for the future, and accordingly, I suggest what is the best course of action through my experiences, my perspectives. Okay. My core job is helping people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and then people, take my advice on relationships or personal stuff, whatever. Okay, so now coming to this young man, he, in a nutshell, he he has to complete his education. That is number one, but he's finding it very difficult to study. Okay, he's not one of the studious guys, so he has a couple of like failed subjects that he has to complete. That is number one. Second, so he has to get a degree. He doesn't have a degree. The second thing is his passion and interest was into like IT and cryptocurrency. That is his passion and interest. Okay, and he has spent quite a number of years dabbling into IT and dabbling into cryptocurrency. Like he would take computers apart and fix them together. He would install softwares, try to hack softwares, and okay, so that is what he has done. But the third one is his father and mother, they are not very well to do. They just have an average income. So these were the three core criteria. He doesn't have bad habits like smoking, drinking, bad friends, nothing. He's very focused about his career, his passion, his personal brand. Okay. So he had booked my services for knowing, he wanted to know what would be my advice. He also wanted to book my services for resume rebranding. He wanted to make a world-class resume. And his goal was that he wanted to pursue this passion, IT and cryptocurrency. And he was wondering, if I make him a world-class resume, a world-class CV, if I coach him, train him, mentor him, would he be able to get a job? Right off the bat, I told him, the resume rebrand, you forget it. Just forget it. Don't even think about it. Now, if I was money-minded, I would say, very good, make the payment for that. And I'm very sure he would make it 100% because he was ready to make the payment. But I told him no. And the reason why I told him no is because, in order to fill up a resume, you must have experience. If you don't have any experience, what am I going to put in your resume? Am I going to lie? Am I going to bullshit? Am I going to copy paste from the internet? And let's assume hypothetically, I do bullshit. I do lie. I do put some flowery words and convincing stuff that, oh, I worked with this company and cryptocurrency, this technology, that technology. Now, number one is the risk that what if the employer were to verify and find out this guy has lied? There is no such companies, or the companies that he claims to work for, I verified, he has not worked for them. So that in itself amounts to fraud and in some cases legal action. That is one. The second one is, let's assume they don't verify, they don't check. But then how do you bluff experience? Like, for example, let's say an engineer. Can you bluff and say that I know this software, I worked on this one? They'll actually ask you to work. And if you can't deliver, they'll be like, you claimed that you know all this. Why you don't know all this? So you can't fake these real life tests. And remember one thing, getting a job, maybe you can convince and bullshit someone. But when you're asked to work, every single day you'll be asked to work, they can see through you. A person with experience who is like 20 years in the industry, if he's your boss and he looks at you, he can make out in seconds. I can make out in seconds when I see a resume, when I talk to someone. That's why I always speak to them on video. When I see someone face to face, in seconds I can dissect their personality, provided they are not some very well experienced fraudster. In majority, 99.9% of the times, I am able to see the person. Okay. Unless, of course, the person has decided to con me and like put makeup or made a sad face and all that. In that, there it takes time. But otherwise, in normal cases, if a person's genuine, I can read through them in seconds. I can see a CV in seconds. I can tell you what is wrong. Just like if you go to a mechanic who has been 30 years working with his hands, you bring a car just by listening to the sound or just by looking at an engine, he can tell you where exactly is the problem. So that is the kind of experience I have, the expertise I have, because I make a living. In the same way, when you work for someone who's in the industry for 20, 30 years, they can look at you and make out in seconds what you know, what you don't know, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. And given the fact that this guy is still a student, what will I put in the CV? And even if I do put, and he gets caught, he'll be exposed, and then they'll throw him out. And then it's like you're back to square one. So that was one. So I told him, forget my resume rebrand service, forget that coaching you to get a job. You focus on your skills. So now it came down to skills. He wanted to either do his education or he wanted to pursue his passion. I told him this, and this is the part I want you to hear. I told him, my dear, right now your father, mother is supporting your education. Take it. One day your father may not be alive, or your mother may not be there, or they may not be in a financially sound state to sponsor you. You're getting free accommodation, free water, electricity, free food. You have nothing to worry about other than study. Nothing to worry about. Take advantage of this, because tomorrow, when your mother, father will not be there, you have to earn, you have to pay the rent, you have to pay the water, you have to pay the electricity, you have to take shit from your boss, you have to take nonsense from your clients, you'll have job insecurity, you'll have problems, you'll have office politics, you'll have so many things to worry about. The last thing you can do is study. So right now, given that your only headache is to study, please study. That's number one. Number two, what I told him is, fine, your passion is IT and cryptocurrency. Okay, I asked him, if you start working, who's going to pay you any money? He said, I bring value, all that typical answer. I said, what if nobody pays you? What if they say you have zero experience? Since you'll be working under me, I'll be giving you a platform to grow. He said, I'll work for 6 months for free. Okay. After 6 months, what will you do? No, then he'll give me a job. What if he doesn't give you a job? I told him, what if he makes you work 6 months and then doesn't give you a job? What will you do? That's number one. Number two is, do you know that people from Africa, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, all these third world countries, they are very, very talented people, very skilled, but they are desperate for money. They're desperate for a job. They're desperate for a better way of life, and they have experience and they have expertise. They are ready to work for maybe 1/4 the salary. If you're asking for 100, they'll ask for 25. Why? Because in their foreign exchange, when they get it, it's more or less the same. How will you survive? You can't survive if you need, let's say, example, you need $1,000 to survive your normal lifestyle. How will you survive on $200 if 1,000 is your budget? Are you going to live like the poor? You have been born and raised in a decent family. Are you going to sleep sharing a bed space, sleeping with 20 other guys? He said, no. So I said, you don't want to suffer. You don't want your life to be miserable, but you want your passion. I said, nobody is going to give you your passion. Nobody gives a damn about you. Nobody cares a fuck about you, man. Why should someone give you what you're passionate about? Why should someone care about your passion? They will only care about their passion, and their passion is to make money. Why should someone care about what you want? And what have you done to earn or to be rewarded with working for what you love? I told him, me. I always wanted to be an entertainer on stage, talking. I wanted to do shows, events. That was my passion. Guess how many people gave me an opportunity? Zero. Because they'll be like, do you have experience? No. Do you have expertise? No. Do you have any real world, credentials? No. Why should we pay you? Work for free. And I worked for free. But then how do you pay your bills? At some point, you'll be like, I can't work for free forever. And there are people who will exploit you for almost forever. So what was the solution? I had to work odd jobs. I worked as a dishwasher, worked as a waiter, I worked as a bellboy, I worked as, odd jobs like, standing for an event as security, checking, okay, come in with the cars. And I worked all these jobs. In fact, in Dublin, Ireland, I even worked as, they call it a domestic engineer, which is, you go to the toilet and you just make sure everything is perfect. Thank goodness there was no sewage shit and this. Hardly people used to go, just one or two, but just make sure everything is clean. I did that. I used to sweep the roads, man, sweep the roads. I had to take a mop and mop. Just imagine, after living a Dubai life, do you dream that after living a Dubai life, you'll take a mop and you'll clean the floor where people are walking and they'll think you're a sweeper or a cleaner? Sweeping the road of dust. Do you dream that one day you'll do that? But that is what life sometimes is. I never thought in my life, I never thought in my wildest imaginations that I would be literally sleeping on the street. That was the failures I experienced. But I had to work, earn, save, and educate myself and get the experience and work for free for almost, 16 I started. Today I'm 46, 30 years. This is what you're seeing right now on YouTube, where I'm doing what I'm passionate about. 30 years. So are you ready to put 30 years? And then that guy was silent. See, it sounds all nice. Believe in yourself. A person holding an Oscar saying, never give up. A person who holds a world championship belt. You can do it. Don't let your detractors put you down. People will laugh at you, your goals. All that sounds romantic. But that person who has achieved that is one in a generation, is in a billion. It's like winning the lottery of lotteries. See, winning a lottery is one in maybe 7 million chances or whatever. Then just imagine lottery of lotteries. It is that impossible. 99.99% of the people who go for their passion or their dreams end up just earning the bare minimum wage. I know people who are very good at singing. In my school days, they wanted to be a famous singer, maybe release CDs, and they're singing in hotels now, just for a drunk crowd with a few people in the bar. They're singing for that. I know people who wanted to be stand-up comedians, who thought they'll be world famous. Like they thought, like Russell Peter, they wanted that level. But they just struggle to go from small clubs where drunk people and do for free or here and there. And they earn enough to just pay a small life. Like they are earning so less and saving so less at the end. To buy a new iPhone would take them at least like maybe 4, 5, 6 months of savings. That difficult it is. I know people who are into painting, but they just, hardly get paid $5 to $10. Very good painters. Even people IT. Do you know that there are so many IT people from third world countries who get a salary that you might pay some guy who is just called to clean the house? Maybe the person who to clean the house per hour, per day might earn more than a guy who does IT. That is the state of affairs. And then I finally asked him, one day there'll come a new AI or new software or which will literally do your job, and then you'll be without a job. How will you pay your bills, man? See, one day you have to get married. One day you'll have children. One day you'll have bills to pay. What will you do? When you're 20, you don't have to worry. What if you become 50 and nobody wants to give you a job? See, we like to believe in positive things, happy things. Yes, it's nice. Even he had dreams about after the age of 30. Even he asked me, after I become 60, what job should I take that will ensure that I have a retirement life? Because he watches my videos. He even asked me, what should I do to earn 1 million by the age of 30? I told him, my dearest child, you and I don't know if we will live after 6 months. And the proof of this, look at the people who just look at the papers, open the papers, not COVID, not anything. Open the papers, see accidents, see unfortunate incidents. You and I don't know what will happen. In fact, this year that passed by, how many of you were able to predict exactly what would happen January, February, March, April, till now? Nobody. I'm not even going to COVID. I'm not even going to the market crash. You and I don't know what is tomorrow. Then why are we planning 30 years ahead here? And he said, okay, at the age of 60. I said, what if you die at the age of 40? My client, actual client, had prostate cancer or something, and he died. He died just like this. I was shocked. I told you here where I stay. This last year, the full year, you could say, around 6 to 7 people I personally know, here in this area died. Motorcycle accident. One other one was, I made a video on this. He was actually, drill bit. He was drilling. He just slipped and he cut his neck. He died. Another one, again, accident. The person who I go to the market, who has to say hi every day, got hit by a cement truck from back. I mean, we just don't know, man. I'm not trying to scare you, but you need to be realistic about life. See, in conclusion, what I told him is, look, it's nice to have passion. Okay? And we always like to do what we enjoy. But to get that, you need to earn it. And to earn it, you need to have money, you need to have savings, you need to have experience, you need to have expertise, you need to have theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge, mentoring, guidance. And then you need to market yourself, you need to sell yourself, you need to know how to negotiate the rates, you need to know who's your target market. There's so many things to commercialize your passion. It's not easy at all. Ask anybody who is providing a creative service how easy it is for them to survive. Don't go by the CNBC videos or this person is making what I saw one. She made she made $300,000 or $500,000 per month through Fiverr or through writing blogs. My dear, don't give me 1 in 6 or 7 billion. If everyone is doing it, fine. If 1 in a billion is doing it, it's like telling me Denzel Washington won an Oscar. You'll also become like Denzel Washington. Come on, man. Elon Musk is just one. Oprah is one. Jeff Bezos one. These are exceptions to the rule. It's not standard. There will be only one Steve Jobs, one Bill Gates, one whatever. You focus on you. Just because someone in the West is preaching and you're born in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or the Middle East, your lives are not the same. Yeah. Your parents are not the same. Your friends are not the same. Your opportunities are not the same. Threats are not the same. So in conclusion, I gave him a dose of reality. He took it in the right spirit. And the reason why I made this video is not just only for him, but also for you. To tell you that whatever is your passion, keep it. I'm not saying give up your passion, but earn it. But in the meanwhile, when you have your passion at the side, earn. Stay grounded. Complete your education, get a job, earn money, save for your hobby. And once it builds up, start training yourself for your passion. Like both, keep both the boats afloat. And one day when you start earning money with your passion, this is your passion, this is your work. One day when your passion, you earn more than your work, and it's constant, it's recurring, it's sustainable, and you have a good client base, then bye-bye to the work and then jump on this ship or this bandwagon of your passion. That's what I advise people. You can't just suddenly click your finger and do it. I told you, even me, I'm just lucky. That's why so many people want to be like me and this and that. Boss, please. Anyway, I always believe in giving practical, realistic advice and guidance. And just because someone is willing to pay me money like this guy to do resume rebrand and this and that, I'm not going to exploit them, because end of the day, my integrity and my long terms, I always look at things long term. I'm not going to sacrifice that for short term profit. End of the day, I was once a young man like him. And unfortunately, I got cheated. If I don't want to be cheated, I can't cheat others. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and feel free to let me know what you think. All right? You guys take care. And yeah, I guess he would be reading your comments. So give him something productive. Okay? Take care, guys. See you.